I don't actually think you're lazy. I think you must just be lost. And the problem is, it feels the same, as you just keep blaming yourself for something that's not even the real issue. Like you're waking up in the morning, you check your phone, you scroll a bit, maybe you already feel a little heavy for no reason, and by the evening you just feel guilty like you wasted time again, and you start thinking something is wrong with you. But when you really look at it, it's not that you don't want to do anything. It's more like you don't know what you're doing it for. Because if you had a very clear goal, something that actually made sense to you, you would probably move. But when everything feels uncertain, like your direction, your job, even where you're going to live, your brain just doesn't take anything seriously. Your brain needs a reason to give your energy. And when there is no clear direction, it kind of goes into a freeze mode. Not fully giving up, but also not moving forward. And that's why even small things feel heavy. Not because you're lazy, but because nothing feels clear. So instead of forcing yourself harder, it makes more sense to understand what's missing. And most of the time, it's just clarity. What helped me a little bit is stopping this idea that I need to figure out my whole life. Because this question is too big and it keeps you stuck, and there is no right answer for this. Instead, I started focusing on really small things, like what actually feels okay to do today. Do some small plans for the weekend. Also having some kind of structure, even if everything else feels unclear, like a really big question like your career, the country to live in, and all of those questions, which I still didn't figure out too. Small things like waking up at the same time, moving your body a couple of times a week. For example, decided every Sunday I go to do a workout, or that on Friday evenings I watch this episode of my favorite movie. Small things, but they give your brain a feeling that your days have some shape. And another important thing is not waiting until you feel ready, because that feeling might not come ever. Most of the time you start first and then things become clearer after. You don't need to have everything figured out. So if you've been called yourself lazy, maybe pause for a second and ask yourself if you're actually lazy or just don't have a clear direction. And just start small, and then everything else will start building up. Thank you, and I hope this video helped you a little bit.